This week on It's Happening Out.
Are you straight?
I'm not.
You're gay.
I am.
So what's your favorite gay slang right now?
Oh, God.
Thank you so very much. I love you so much. Trans is beautiful.
Patterns. No matter how complicated or strong.
It's all happening out tonight. With your hosts, gay guru Al Ferguson, lesbian activist FayWhat, pansexual leather daddy Elimination, drag queen and comedian Auntie Maine, Latino muscle bear Jonathan Casañas, Gen Z political advocate Max Fenning, Gen Z bear and actor Cameron Glass, leadership coach and leather sir Mark Pettit, Indo-Caribbean artist TriniDaddy, Muslim American communications exec Cal Gajraj. It all starts right now, live on It's Happening Out.
Well, good evening and welcome to It's Happening Out. This is the world's most popular live gay television talk show. We're broadcasting live and then we're available on demand. And on demand on Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, Amazon Fire Television, and of course, YouTube and Facebook. It's 9 p.m. Wednesday, August 16th, 2023. Thank goodness it's almost back to school. And I'm your host, Al Ferguson. As you know, Hotspots Magazine, Happening Out Television Network, is a nonprofit 501c3 media company in the same model of PBS and NPR. You probably have never heard of them, have you? And it is designed for our LGBTQ plus community. Our mission is to support the 10 pillars of our LGBTQ plus community. We want to inform and educate on the key issues of our Black community, Latino, lesbian, trans, students and youth, seniors, HIV/AIDS healthcare, business, social activism, and faith. Help us support our community. All right, let's have some fun. Right at the top of the show, we do TikTok. TikTok has become the top source for viral content on the internet. You can find everything there from recipes, hot guys, and vacation clips. And by the way, nothing says vacation like a cruise on Virgin Voyages. Virgin has been an iconic supporter of the LGBTQ plus community since its founding, and our number one choice of the LGBTQ plus community for vacation experience. Value is the word, and a value is what they deliver, being an adult-only cruise, Wi-Fi included, 20 plus eateries included, tips included, and essential drinks included. And that's why they have value. And their values are also self-evident. Virgin Voyages fights for equality and the right to be seen, heard, and included. So whether an LGBTQ plus cruise charter, Pride Month celebrations, or countless sponsorships of our charities and nonprofits, this is why Virgin Voyages is part of our best TikTok of the week. Each week, we will show you our favorite TikTok video. So our TikTok of the week is, what's your favorite gay slang right now? By Stan Chris.
What's your name?
I'm Aaron.
Are you straight?
I'm not.
You're gay.
I am.
So what's your favorite gay slang right now?
Oh, God. I feel like we should be reclaiming fag. All of us should be reclaiming fag because there's a giant pushback from conservatives right now. That's our word. And they don't get to say that to us.
We should be reclaiming fag, okay?
We're still working on queer, Al.
One step at a time. What do we think about this TikTok? Stan Chris.
He's cute.
I guess everybody looking at me. I was looking up gay slang in Urban Dictionary.
Because you don't know any.
Surprisingly, I do know all of them.
Somebody asked me just recently, like within the last couple of weeks.
If he was playing gay?
They asked, it was basically, that was the question.
Because I get asked that all the time. He's faking it.
You're not gay, dude. You're not.
Maybe I'm learning stuff about myself here.
Wait.
I don't know.
Come over here and prove it.
God. Is that the prostate
right here, little
check
boy.
right here?
All right, back to
Did
the
it.
TikTok.
Tell us.
So I would say I know all the gay slang that
Like what? Give us a couple of examples of the ones you saw.
slay, boots house down, all that kind of stuff. I'm good with that.
Slay is your gay slang.
Well, just you asked for a couple examples.
We didn't
So-
ask for 1996.
So-
we didn't ask to get back into a time machine.
Damn.
All right, I'm gonna pull elimination. The brown man gonna talk right now. So I'm gonna say there isn't really gay slang that I really enjoy as much as there's like a couple that I can't even say, like I hate. And there's like I can't even say it out loud. Like I know this is like on
Wanna
television.
say it in my ear?
But like, yes.
You just wants to
She's the
whisper
human
in.
megaphone.
Bust.
Come on, say it.
Bussy?
Yeah,
Pussy?
yeah. Oh.
Pussy.
Why?
And how do you even
Boy,
wait,
pussy.
I don't even know how to
It's not
pronounce
even bussy, it's
is it
bushy.
bussy?
Bussy.
Boy,
It's bussy.
I looked up the IPA on that to see if I could like find like
Okay.
if it's a
Are y'all going to
or-
educate him? Or are we gonna
I know
have-
what it is.
Is
I
the
just
white
I
man
can't
at the table going to have to?
I can't say it out of my mouth.
And
It's
this
just
first
one of
off,
those words. It's like
slang,
moist.
which I hate. Moist.
Yeah, remember that whole episode with her?
So
Hate that.
woman's reference. The
I
P
can't say that
word.
either.
Okay, all right. But the reason why you're getting this so badly wrong is the women's reference, starting with the P, putting a B in it for boy, is how it's pronounced. So it's not a bus.
I feel like
be a train though.
Have you ever been inside of one?
He still doesn't
Let's start
like it.
there.
He still doesn't like
Yeah, right.
yeah, it's the sexual act is fine, and like the
So what do you
the
call it
part
when you're doing
is I definitely not that.
You say man cunt, don't
I,
you?
oh God, I can't.
Oh dear.
So hang on.
All right, next person.
I'll take over.
Okay, oh my God, he's gonna have a moment here. Hold
thing
on. Oh wow!
Yes.
Holy crap,
We're talking
Cameron!
about
What-
slang.
The thing with gay slang is it's hard to defer what is specifically gay because a lot of like Gen Z right now is utilizing what we call gay
Because
slang.
they always steal our stuff.
You know,
Yes,
here's,
that's
true.
here's a funny note to your point. 'Cause We've had this conversation at, I don't know if y'all ever know, but I've been somewhat associated with RuPaul's Drag Race.
No
Wait, what?
way!
And-
Cha-ching!
And it's all RuPaul's Drag Race fault, because RuPaul's Drag Race, the queens. I just did the interview with the season 1 contestant, Tammy Brown, who's coming to Cannonball, and she talked about that the number one thing that's engaged by the queens is the quotes, the words of the catchphrases, and they established all of this rich and robust slang in their catchphrases that were adopted by the rest of the community, and now it's gone. We've lost it.
Yeah.
The memes before they were memes, they started from
Yeah.
TV, and they got integrated into all of TV.
Yeah, that's right. So that's why we don't even know what TriniDaddy is talking about when he says bussy.
Or moist.
That's a new one.
Or moist. Or moist.
Certainly don't.
We don't know, boys.
All right. Before we leave the doc, we're not making fun of you.
Oh, I am.
We are.
It's okay. It's okay.
Before we leave the doc with TikTok, let's think about the best place to make your next video. And of course, that's a Virgin Voyages cruise.
Come on, chameleon. You come and go. You come and go. Loving will be easy because you like my dream. Red, gold, and green. Red, gold, and green.
Well, thank you, Virgin Voyages. All right. Who needs a shot?
I need
I
it.
I need a shot. If people at home knew what happens when the cameras,
Right.
when you're in commercial,
I swear to God, we're going to do
they
an
would drink
Untucked.
too.
We're going to do an Untucked one day. All right. Let's play our yes or no game called I'd Swallow That. I'm going to make 4 statements, and if the hosts agree, they're going to take a shot. I'd Swallow That, as you know, is sponsored by the LGBTQ plus community's favorite spirit brand. Bacardi is the world's most loved rum brand. Bacardi is as diverse as our LGBTQ plus community. Our neighbors right here in South Florida, they are the world's largest privately held spirits brand. Bacardi is also a legacy name in their support of the LGBTQ plus community with sponsorships, pride embracements, and a deep and passionate support of our LGBTQ plus charities and causes. And that's why tonight, It's Happening Out plays I'd Swallow That with our favorite rum drink, Bacardi. Here we go. Question 1. Men are rocking skimpy bodysuits, and they're turning hot gay summer into an inferno. Recently, a new slinky undergarment swimsuit brand has been prepping for its moment in the sun by popping up on more and more thirst traps of some of your favorite Insta-gays. These muscled queens, spelled with a K, have been striking poses and leaving little to the imagination in aerobics, class-approved spandex bodysuits fit for a whole new generation. So, question number 1, with a Bacardi shot, I'd swallow that. I would have never expected one-piece bathing suits to be the sign of the hot himbo summer. I'm surprised.
I'm not.
I'm not either.
Really?
Cameron, you tell me why, baby.
If you think about back in 50s to 70s men's fashion swimwear, they had these square cut singlets that went right over your quads that were actually fashioned for the beach. And those cabanas, they would change down, strip down into it, and they would have this. So seeing a more high-waisted, kind of almost gender-bent version, I'm fucking into it.
1 out of 1,000 men look good in this.
And that's the thing, and that's the problem, okay? And the reason I'm not surprised that this came out is because remember, we had the boy romper a couple of years back, right? And that looked amazing on certain people. Not, just like Al said, unfortunately, not everyone looks good in a boy romper. But there's less of the imagination with this one. You know what I mean? You can kind of hide in a romper. There's no hiding in this leotard. Wait, I can't call it a leotard, right? Because it's not a leotard, right?
Manotard.
I can't call it a catsuit either, right? Because it's not. Because bitches, you stole it from the girls, all right? Let's be real about it. It looks good on you too, but let's, give credit where it's due.
And I agree. We got to give credit where it's due. We got to lay that with foundation that we borrowed it, we stole it, and it only good, and it only looks good on certain folks. And I'm surprised because being hot boy summer for the beach, like I have gotten into one of these when I do my performances, and that's the only time.
But that's different.
But on the beach,
Do you feel comfortable when you do that?
absolutely,
You do?
absolutely.
Do you have pictures?
So you can't read minds, because if you'd have read my mind.
Damn.
But that's why,
does your-
that's
okay,
why
how-
you gave me $5 and that's a little listing. But however,
Elimination. But how does your big package fit into that little area
so
in the
I
front
always
of that?
I do wear garments to hold it in.
Oh, the secrets are out.
But I am Al's face just stopped all of my comments. You're hot tonight. What is this about?
Yeah.
But I am surprised because I would have never thought that men would go into that comfort level, all men, and allowing themselves to wear it anywhere and everywhere.
It
and
should be illegal.
But it should be, no, we should be hyped on certain body frames. I think when you show that V, that's the prettiest thing ever. Not the package, but that V leading to it is the best thing. And these garments highlight the fashion, the body style.
You can't have this kind of garment and body positivity at the same time.
Why not?
Because what you're talking about in terms of pursuing that V is a very body-specific image of leading to that point.
I have one of these at home. You did not want me bringing it in today. And let me tell you,
Wait.
first
You
things
don't
first.
know how much I didn't want you to bring.
I know.
We all agree on that one. There's one thing we all
Exactly.
agree on,
And
right?
it's not me who's uncomfortable with it. It's all y'all fuckers.
No, no,
so.
no.
But
So-
you're
no, I
comfortable
love
with
it.
it,
Oh my
right?
God, I look hot as hell.
Absolutely. I would shoot that. Now, I'm just saying what my visual love is. However, I would encourage you to do it because, again, your ability to have that body shown
Be
and
you.
the skimpiness of that little flap is amazing.
It's the only thing related to this that I do think is positive. Well, I think this is just, I really dislike it. I do
too.
like people that are comfortable
Yes.
doing it.
Yeah.
That they're not 182 pounds of muscle doing this and they look spectacular in it. This is not Fire Island, the movie. Okay, many of the people in Fire Island could do this, but I do like the people that can wear it, and it might not be natural of universal appeal, but they are completely comfortable in it. So that's what I think. Now let's make it illegal. All right. The YouTube channel AI Art Discovery uses artificial intelligence to create artistic pictures. I'm getting creamed with AI. I don't know about y'all, but creamed with it.
Creaming over.
Recently, they asked the AI to create a picture of the most handsome man from every country in the world, with some very interesting results. These men are not real, but they are surely drool-worthy and a sight for sore eyes. Look at that picture. My gosh, it's amazing. Question 2. With a Bacardi shot, I'd swallow that. I don't think artificial intelligence can create my hottest guy. They're not getting the drink out of me.
I don't
Not
think
getting a
it.
drinky.
No.
AI scares me, okay? And I don't know why it doesn't scare more people, okay? So they're going to fucking take over, all right? And so when it was all the crazy...
You've heard of Skynet. It's real.
Trust me, I believe it that it is. So a couple of months ago when they were doing all the AI and everybody was posting as their profile pics and all that shit, if you notice, FayWhat did not do that, okay? I didn't touch that. I didn't let somebody... I think somebody even sent me one that they did of me and I was like, delete, delete, delete. It's not fucking real. It's like when you use a picture from 1985 as your profile pic. That's not what you look like anymore, okay? It probably wasn't what you looked like back in 85. So, I just think that it's like false advertising. So it's like, why are you showing me every single dreamy guy has the same fucking look?
All right, Faye,
The same
let's
chin.
let's
The same
call them
chin.
out.
Come
let's
on.
call them out. You and I do Queer News Tonight a lot, and
Too often.
and the rest of you often. But
and y'all
we do it too often.
And y'all.
Now we have seen the pictures that are,
Yeah.
10 years ago.
Yep.
It's like, wait, are you not self-aware of what you're looking at?
That don't look like you.
I was going to say, how's the difference of that and AI? It's not real.
It's not real.
Your picture from 10 years ago saying this is me tonight on Queer News Tonight or artificial intelligence.
And this is less real than that.
Yeah.
And so I think I totally would not take this shot. I want your flaws and all. Allow me to see
love that.
every bit about you because it's at least for
wait.
a hype.
Wait, as I'm listening to you, and I'm only half listening, but in half listening to you,
Again, here we go.
I was just sitting there as you were
Jesus.
I'm
and I was
living.
looking at all of these creases here, and I think, there it is, artificial intelligence to get rid of all of that. Wait,
So the same-
maybe I can be.
My favorite episode.
I'll drink to that one.
No.
I just don't want to stare. I don't want to be on
And he
national
doesn't watch
television.
NPR or at PBS.
That's some crazy white people shit. But anyway, but at the end of the day, we're making folks feel.
You're doing great.
I'm
sweetie.
sorry, what were you saying? Please.
They're making folks aspire to be
Oh,
something
I'm
that they
sorry,
can't
we're
be.
out of time.
Ring the bell. Ring the
All
bell.
right. Just like LGBTQ plus on Wilson
Wow.
Drive, we are taking a lot of shots tonight. So, and one person's taking a lot of shots. Let's take a momentary break and hear from our sponsor, Bacardi Rum. Well, as Elliot Page writes in his new memoir, Page Boy, quote, Hollywood is built on leveraging queerness, tucking it away when it's needed, pulling it out when beneficial. I wonder what he's talking about. While patting themselves on the back, end quote. The culture of having a gay best friend is an example of both the tuck and pull of queer culture in mainstream media. But is this how it should be? Caroline O'Donoghue talks about this in The Guardian. Question number 3. With a Bacardi shot, I'd swallow that. I think women need to get over having a gay best friend.
No.
I'm going to drink to that.
I
You
know.
go drink to that. You drink to that. As the only woman at the table, okay? Gay boys get a lot of shit from being with me. Okay? Gay boys get to pick my dresses. They get to drive me places. They get to take pictures with me. Gay boys get the best part of the girlfriend and gay boy
Now,
relationship
Faye,
with me.
did you ever consider that is only because you're playing the role of Cruella de Vil and the 101 Dalmatians?
And the 101 Dalmatians are gay boys?
Yeah,
No, come on. No one needs to get over this. I think that both parties get something out of this relationship. The gay boy and the girl can be straight or lesbian or whatever it is. Both parties get something out of it.
A woman is the best wingman ever. The woman have courage that most gay men don't. So if you need a woman to go approach a guy, that woman, regardless of where we at, what's happening in the world, she will happily be that best wingman. And when times get thick and rough, A gay boy will run away, but a woman will stand and fight, always and forever.
You know, the one asterisk to your observation that I would suggest is the best wingman ever is the gay gay boy to the straight guy. I had a friend who was Cuban in his mid-20s. We would go to a bar, and the bar is completely straight, and we would go to the bar, and there would be a woman or multiple women, and I would introduce myself, and almost immediately, within the first minute, I would make a compliment on the hair or the dress or the nails or the makeup and go, a gay guy knows. And it would instantly drop, you would notice, instantly drop the defensive, wait, are you hitting on me?
The boundary is completely gone. He's a gay boy, done. Like, you forget he has a penis.
That's exactly.
When the guy says he's gay.
Exactly.
He is a
And
pussy.
then, oh, have you met my friend Elimination? And then I'm vouching to the woman, and I was the perfect wingman.
Because your pocketbook fell out your mouth. And she can relate to it.
He didn't have a pocket.
But you, not him.
He had a penis.
but I push back and say the same, because when that woman goes and talks to that gay guy, the gay person already knows she's not coming after him to hit on him, to be too overly sexual. What she's doing is she's helping open that wall to say, hey, here's the guy that's going to come on you that's going to be overly sexual. And it kind of leads that.
What on you?
Come on, make him moist, go in there bussy, all of that, all of that.
I didn't drink because I found the opposite. Like, I didn't take it the same way that you guys did. One of the reasons why
there's a shocker.
Wow, there's a shocker.
Let's stop the show.
Wow.
One of the reasons it took me
rubbing.
so long to like come out to all of my friends was not that I thought they would judge me, because I knew they were cool with gay people, but I didn't want all the girls that you would flirt with me to then just say like, oh, let's go shopping together. Let's do this together. And I'm like, I'm not your shopping buddy. I'm not this. Or like, our relationship is the same. And like,
But you just stereotyped every woman. Why do you think that I've got plenty of gay boys I wouldn't take Elimination to go shopping. I know better.
Let's go to a club and have a drink.
Let's go to a club and have a great time.
But
Let's go dance.
But you're like not a woman like most women are. Like in
you need to find better women friends.
No, I mean you're kind of like a gay man.
I want to sit and listen to this closely.
No, I just
please.
I mean, I do.
Why Faye is not a woman?
Because she has a big penis, and she like
in my top drawer at home. Thank you, my Cuban, for taking care.
Yeah, and I think that the way that you think in general is. This is not even the topic, but
you want my knife?
I just think
you want my knife that I used to him.
I think in general, don't you feel like you probably have a thought process that's a little bit more like a gay man?
Don't you just love
than
like digging and
like it's just a normal.
I'm digging my own grave.
woman.
I can't even stop. I just can't stop.
The car right there.
I'm trying to
just keep. I keep
represent my truth.
Okay. All right. We'll just leave it at that and say you're right. Okay.
Great job.
All right. Great job from Cameron. All right. Taylor Zakar Perez and Nicholas Galitzine are about to become your new favorite enemies to lovers as a pair. Zakar Perez, 31, and Galitzine, 28, star in Alex Claremont Diaz and Prince Henry of Wales, respectively, in the new rom-com Red, White, and Royal Blue, which premieres on Prime Video on Friday, August 11th. It premiered on Friday, August 11th. Based on the 2019 best-selling book by Casey McQuiston, queer young adults now have another love story to binge on.
I sent you to the royal wedding with simple instructions. Don't cause an international incident.
How's it going?
You've done some pretty stupid things in your day, but this...
Takes the cake? Henry shoved me.
An urge I currently share. What I need is some good old-fashioned damage control.
The White House and the palace are going to release a joint statement.
You've got to be joking.
You can hate Prince Henry all you want.
My NDA is bigger than yours. I want you to know that. You're wearing lifts. Know that too, sweetheart.
You better act like the sun shines out of his ass and you have a vitamin D deficiency.
Have you thought of what you might say to convince the world that we're actually friends? I love hanging out with this guy. These days are way too lonely. We never have to see each other again. You're expected at my New Year's party. Did I do something wrong? Do you ever wonder who you'd be if you were an anonymous person in the world? I have no idea what you're talking about. You're as thick as it gets. yourself, Your Majesty.
It's Your Royal Highness.
Oh. Dear Alex, I miss you.
Good morning.
We are in a hotel crawling with reporters. If anyone sees you leave this hotel, I will Brexit your head from your body. Your Royal Highness.
You need to figure out if you feel forever about him. Do you love him?
What difference would it make if I did?
I want someone to love.
Prince Henry belongs to Britain.
I need.
We can figure out a way to love each other on our own terms. It's like there's a rope attached to my chest and it keeps pulling me towards you.
Hopefully, we'll get through tonight without any more scandals.
The night is young, Ma.
That's what I want.
Well, question 4. With a Bacardi shot, I'd swallow that. I had no clue what red, white, and royal blue was about. But now I want to see it.
Never heard of it. Want to see it now.
Yeah.
It seems like every gay boy and a lot of gay girls saw this movie around, and our trans siblings and our non-binary folks. A lot of people saw this movie over the weekend, and I felt like I was the only one who didn't, And I even posted on my timeline saying, am I the only one who didn't see Red, White, and Royal Blue? And I got a flood of people saying, I saw it twice, I cried, I love this part, Uma Thurman looks amazing. So I had to get on the queue. I got to go watch it. I haven't seen it yet, but all the things that transpire so far that I've seen look interesting, and they didn't make it like a gay movie. I never even heard of this movie,
Now, help me. This is a documentary with Prince William and Prince Harry, and they're making out. Is that
Now, if it would have been written up that way, maybe I would have watched it. Now, I'm very so when Faye talked about it, I was one of those people who said I did not see it. They did not post it, but then looking at it, I'm like, okay, how many rom-coms can we get with two white folks who don't fall in love, want to fall in love, get married, get cried because I can't love you, but I want to love you, but now we're going to do something else, and then at the end.
Wait, have you watched film in the last 100 years?
Well, I told y'all my gay gene, I'm missing it. So all of this means anything, so I did not drink. However, I will, because our friend of the show, John, said, it makes you want to fall in love.
Aww.
So as John, I'm gonna follow.
If I still had tear ducts, one would be coming down.
Because they're in the back of your ear. We know that.
But think about it. For folks at home that don't know, so basically, it's like the son of the president of the United States, who is Uma Thurman. What a wonderful country would that be if she was our president? And then the son of, the prince of, Britain, basically. So those two fall in love. Like, what a cool little story.
So this is not about Harry and Roy.
No, it's not about. No, it's
well,
not.
I just realized, like, looking at when everybody at home was just looking at this preview, I'm like, why does this guy look Indian to me? So then I just looked him up, because you just said two white guys. And this guy is Middle Eastern, Mediterranean, and Mexican.
Awesome.
So I'm like, I kept seeing, like, the Middle Eastern features of them. So now that I'm looking at that, I'm like, I definitely am going to see it. And it does look kind of cute in a way that, like, the stereotypical bros and that other movie that we talked about last week is on there.
Stereotypical?
Right, thank you.
No, this looks more like The Politician, the one with Ben Platt, and like that kind of vibe to it. So I definitely would watch it.
I had somebody straight tell me that they saw it over the weekend, and they said that the reason that they saw it was because that it wasn't presented as a gay film. It was not like Bros that you were telling me to go see and that I had to go see to support the community. It just was a gay movie.
And just the newsy kind of thing coming from me, it's interesting because Bros has actually done better after about 90 days. It actually did better in box office and watch than it did in the first 90 days. And the reason lots of people in the know say it did better was gone of the ram, this is historic down your throat. And once all of that was gone, then people could start to digest Bros, and they watch Bros. I watched Bros 7-8 months later after seeing it.
It was better,
weekend.
right?
It was a better movie because it's like all of that nonsense that you cram down our throat is gone, and I liked it.
Well, and you also remember that also, there's still a huge stigma with being gay, okay? So the fact that it's a gay movie, people were like, oh, I'm not going to see that. Yeah. This was streaming, so in the privacy of your own home, you're gay AF, right? So that's also why.
You can relax and digest it, to your point.
Exactly. All right. Well, that's I'd Swallow That. Next up is our segment that we call Best Thing of the Week. Each week at It's Happening Out, we celebrate great things that go on in our community. And Best Thing of the Week is sponsored by Israel's national airline, El Al. El Al was born in 1948 when the state of Israel was born, and it is an expression of national existence and pride. And this pride is self-evident in South Florida. El Al features nonstop service from Miami to one of the world's great LGBTQ plus destinations. That's Israel. And this fall, El Al will connect the two LGBTQ plus capitals for the first time ever, Tel Aviv and Fort Lauderdale, with seasonal service between the two cities nonstop, and next spring, adding extensive flights. And that's why El Al sponsors the best thing of the week. And here it is. Beyonce's Renaissance Tour continues to sweep the world as fans propel the superstar to record heights in concert sales. Recently, during a performance, Queen Bee soared over the crowd at the MetLife Stadium when she spotted a concert goer holding up a sign with the 3 words emblazoned on it that said, and repeated the mantra, by the way, that was started by actress Laverne Cox. These 3 simple words from the singer brought fans to tears. She said, "Trans is beautiful." Cox used the hashtag trans is beautiful in 2015, the first time to empower trans and non-binary people, and it quickly spread worldwide. After spotting a TikTok that showed Beyonce repeating the phrase, Cox reposted it in Instagram with a heartfelt message.
Thank you so very much. I love you so much. Trans is beautiful.
Well, the best thing of the week. Beyonce is an icon, and I love her telling fans, trans is beautiful. What y'all think? What Beyonce did?
How incredible is that? You know, Miss Beyonce is going to be here in South Florida on Friday, and all the gay boys are run amok. They can't wait, right? And, you know, so what a wonderful thing for someone with that kind of a platform. You know, I mean, it's freaking Beyonce to say trans is beautiful. You know, for that whole entire place to say trans is beautiful. For someone to see a TikTok or a reposted a video of this and them saying trans is beautiful. It's huge. It's global, from just one little sign and her taking the time to just acknowledge and spotlight that sign.
Especially
you know?
in Florida.
Especially in Florida.
There's certain places that we can go, that queer folks can go, and that belongs to us. Beyonce is one.
That's one of them.
And so, and, well, you know what, and that's true. But you know, for Beyonce, for me, and so for her to truly yell it to the world, because when you go to a Beyonce concert, you're gonna see everything and everybody and everything dressed to the nines, and she's always been that person who brought it out of us. But what she's now doing is she's reminding the folks who know that affirmation is key. And if you talk to any of our siblings, that's all they ever want. See me, love me, and allow me to be me. And Beyonce has shed it to the world. And to Faye's point, now the world has to listen.
Yeah.
You know, I've gotten into many conversations about Beyonce because I've gotten into many conversations that she tokenizes LGBT. It's not really an authentic and genuine, authentic embracement of community. And then I go, wait, do you know anything at all about Beyonce? Her uncle was gay, and she has talked at least 1,000 times of how critically important her uncle was in formulating her opinions of social justice, acceptance of LGBT, why it should be inclusive, especially coming from a Black woman, a person of color who has said, we've watched discrimination in my own community in very extensive ways, not only to women, but to LGBT. Beyonce is the real deal in terms of embracement of LGBT.
And passed on the education, okay, to her husband, Jay-Z, to all of their friends. You know, that's freaking huge.
I didn't even think about
So she was the first person to put gay boys in a one-piece leotard. If you go back to history, let's go back to her music videos.
No, I knew I was something I didn't like about
She
Beyonce.
was the first one who made it work.
Right. Well, she's definitely welcome to South Florida, and we hope you do a shout out. In addition to trans, we hope you do a shout out about our governor of the state of Florida while you're on stage. All right, next. Each week at It's Happening Out, we ask our host about what is important to them. But the twist is that it must be in just 30 seconds, or you're going to hear this bell, which I'm just reaching for right now. We call this segment What's on Your Mind, and it's sponsored by Jets Pizza. Jets is the LGBTQ plus pizza of choice. What's on our mind is the deep dish Detroit-style pizza, or perhaps the cauliflower thin crust. Jet's Pizza has been with It's Happening Out for 4 years, and their Bigger is Better campaign captured our attention this year in 2023. And of course, they're talking about their slices is bigger, is better. What did you think I was talking about? Jet supports a huge variety of LGBTQ plus events and nonprofits with more than 400 locations nationwide. They are considered one of the best franchise opportunities in America, and this is why Jet's Pizza is our sponsor. So what's on my mind? TriniDaddy, let's start with you.
What's on my mind is HRC. I love that they are an organization that is trying to help human rights all around our country and abroad. They call me 100 times a week because you give 2 pennies and they will call you 4 times a week, you know? So I get calls almost on the daily from HRC, and I've been asking them, where is my money gonna go that you are taking from me or that I'm giving to you? And I can never get an answer from them. And I have been constantly telling them, please, can you talk to your supervisors and have a little sheet where you can say what my money is going towards so I can decide whether I am putting it towards your organization or another organization that helps. So I've been just super, and I know that these poor young people who are on the other end who have been volunteering, like I try to say thank you for volunteering and doing all of that stuff, but you guys need to do better.
Do you really say thank you?
I do.
Okay.
All right, and we'll unpack that later. And FayWhat? What's on your mind?
FayWhat? So gays are on my mind. Gay boys are on my mind. Gays are dramatic, and gay boys are just a little extra dramatic.
How dare
right?
you?
You see? Es que te dije que no, que no. So I want to start a brand new show called Gay Divorce Court, all right? And I'll tell you why. So I have 2 boys that are going through a divorce right now, and I'm not going to shout them out or whatever, all right? But they're being so dramatic about they're fighting over the dog. Okay?
Oh.
Now, I'm not going to give names. P and J, okay? Squash loves P better than J, okay? So P should get the dog. Plain and simple. FayWhat has told you what I feel, and that's it. Gay boys, you're very dramatic.
Ooh. Ooh. All right. And Elimination, what's on your mind this week?
Well, what's on my mind is that, as you kind of alluded to earlier, it is the start of school season. And we really need to take a moment and think about our queer siblings who are going back into the classroom and having to swallow their pride and put their own personal beliefs aside to look after our children. And this time, although we have many court cases coming where we're trying to provide for safety for our children, until it happens, teachers still have to show up and show out for our children. And so blessed are those educators. And so what I do is I'm encouraging all of us today. If you know an educator, send them a shout out, send them a love, say, hey, I see you, I support you. I know every day is hard. You're being taught to say things that you don't believe in. You're being taught to choose your job over your heart, but you got to do it, and we love you, and we thank you.
Yeah, we love our teachers, and especially in Don't Say Gay environments. Cameron Glass, what's on your mind?
What's on my mind is burnout. Working too hard, not taking care of yourself is a serious problem in America and frankly most of the world. So, for someone who works 3 to 4 jobs on average, I don't take a lot of time for myself to take care of my mental and physical needs. I don't take care of my social needs or emotional well-being. So I just want to remind people, you are important. Take time for yourself, and it's okay to say no to things.
Cameron, remind me, how old are you?
24.
At 24. I'm just telling you, you're ahead of the game to be able to conceptualize that at 24.
Is that really what you think so? Because I looked at it from the other side. Bitch, you're 24, you already burnt out? Mother effer, let's talk when you're 40.
There.
Right.
My poor Belle. My poor Belle. I'm with you, Cameron. And also on our mind is the great Jet's Pizza.
Take a look around these streets. Do you really think we woke up one day and said, yeah, the world needs more pizza? Nah, just a better one. Better, like the world's best pizza, Jet's Detroit-style pizza. Hand-pressed and baked to the thickest, crispiest crunch. You're welcome. Now visit jetspizza.com and save. Click on hot deals for special offers in your area. Jet's, better because it has to be.
Table.
Well, thank you, Jet's Pizza. Our Hotspots magazine will celebrate 39 years this fall. It has been documenting the LGBTQ plus lifestyle and is the inspiration of our Hotspots Queer Entertainment this week. And it's sponsored by the Broward Center for Performing Arts. In the LGBTQ plus community, we always make jokes about size matters. Well, when it comes to the Broward Center, size does matter. The Broward Center is the destination of choice for LGBTQ plus South Florida for spectacular entertainment in a large variety of performance venues. Broward Center ranks among the top 10 most visited theaters in the entire world, presenting more than 700 performances a year to more than 700,000 patrons. And Broward Center supports one of the world's largest gay communities, right here in Fort Lauderdale, Broward County, but really all over South Florida. They support the LGBTQ plus community and our nonprofits unlike any theater in South Florida. And we are excited to tell you about upcoming shows. And did you know that surveys show that the LGBTQ plus community participates in live theater performances 2.5 times more often than our straight counterparts? And that's why they are the sponsor of Hotspots Queer Entertainment this week. And it's this. The rugby legend and longtime icon to the LGBTQ plus community, Ben Cohen, has made his acting debut in the British anthology series Patterns. The series rather ingeniously captures Cohen as himself, or rather as a poster of himself that comes to life to share words of advice to a closeted teen who idolizes him. It's fantastically campy, and really, who could complain about another opportunity to see the rugby hunk shirtless? But that's just the tip of the iceberg with Patterns, a highly high-concept comedy that introduces us to a world of eccentric characters and finds them all fitting in and out in 8 different genres across 8 distinctive episodes, all centered on LGBTQ plus themes. It's important that so many new shows and movies globally include LGBTQ plus themes and characters.
I need to go back to work. Nino must be wondering what's happened to me. He has texted me like 4 times.
I'm sure he knows exactly what's happened to you.
Well, maybe that's true, but I still need to go. Don't worry, I'll be back. Did you just cough?
Patterns, patterns, patterns. No matter how complicated the strands, how frayed the threads, how broken the connections, the mind will weave. We create, and we believe what we create.
The Hotspots Queer Entertainment is new British anthology comedy Patterns. Is chaotic, hilarious, confusing, but above all else, it's super gay. What do y'all think?
Well, I loved it. I loved that.
Did you see it?
So I did the little research about the whole, how you can watch, you don't have to watch all in succession. You can watch them individually, and it all kind of get pieced together.
8 little mini
It's 8 little
movies.
mini movies, and they reference somebody from another episode and kind of comes together. I like it also how it's real life. You know, when we sit down at the table to film and, you know, we saw how our wonderful co-host coughed. Immediately, I was like, "Hell, is that real? Like, you got COVID?" You know, and then here it is. You know, I also can share. You know, I'm amongst friends. The opening scene where the guy said, "Hey, I need to get back to work." That was my life. That literally was my life today. I had to set Alexa for like 10 minutes, but I did a quick little romp and went right back to work. So I love how these things are truly within our
hold on one
community.
second. Did you just tell us it's like wham, bam, thank you, sir?
I had a break. I needed a moment, and there was somebody I could be like, "Hey, I got 10 minutes. You ready?"
All right.
10 minutes. They came. They did what they needed to do.
I see. So this was a documentary for you.
Art imitation is the best imitation.
Right? I mean, you know, we say it countless times from this table that, you know, representation matters. So as more of these come out, the better it is for everybody. I mean, there's a writer's strike right now. So maybe some LGBTQ plus content that was on the cutting room floor might just make it to our homes. You know, who knows?
Yeah.
Unless you can relate to
You know,
her,
one
yeah.
of the things that's really interesting to your point and this, as I was watching the two of them in bed, I was thinking, now, you know, and from my standpoint, I have watched that scene for 50 years. When I was a teenager, I watched that scene for 50 years. If you watched daytime soap, you know, I'm in high school and I come home and maybe my mom's watching a soap opera. That was the scene. You watched that scene over and over and over again. The one big difference is it was a man and a woman. So we watched that scene with two men doing exactly what we watched on television in America on ABC 50 years ago. The point of watching that is not necessarily how important that scene is, but that it normalizes our relationships are exactly the same thing as the relationships we watched on ABC 50 years ago.
It's true.
Other thoughts? I guess there are no.
Well, I also like the fact about the beautiful woman. So as I was doing my research, I thought about Faye, like, you know, how our dynamic of you have that good girl that you can hang out with, and you can.
I'm a good girl.
You are a beautiful woman.
What?
And the best girl ever, and the best beautiful woman that you can love on and
You
still
might
be
as well be
apart.
talking Russian right now because I have no idea what you're
Me neither.
There we are,
But-
Wonder Twins.
Whatever.
All right. The other thing that I wanted to ask about, patterns being a UK generated accents, colloquialisms, etc. Do we just love it more because it's English?
I hate it. Wait, British?
English, British.
We love it more because it's British.
I know I like it because it's in English and I don't need subtitles. But
I'm not talking about the language.
No, I know, I
I'm
get it.
talking
But the accents,
darling.
I don't know why. I just don't like British comedies, British
It's
humor,
the
British
sexiest
everything.
thing on the planet.
And my parents
except
had it in
for
the house
Australian.
all
if
the
this
time.
was produced in Sydney, I would even love it even more.
But I do love the rugby thing. I think out of all the athletes, rugby dudes seem to be like the most like comfortable with their sexuality. So good on you, Mr. Crop Top. I don't know what your name is.
Did you process at all that if you were interacting with the rugby dudes, they would probably hurt you?
Yeah, the train would be endless with you.
But you'd enjoy it.
I don't know.
He would get moist. He would get moist.
I think I'm way
They would
more.
bang his
I think
pussy.
I'm way
They would
more.
bang his pussy. They would just bang his
I
pussy.
think I'm way more
God.
dominant than you guys realize.
Yeah, clearly you are.
rugby players,
You
baby.
knew about
Wait,
pussy.
let's
Yeah.
take a quick vote. Do you believe that?
Hell no, I'd bend them over.
Do
and
you
Hell
believe
no,
that?
hell no.
Do you believe that?
Bottom.
I vote no. We're done. Thank you.
Well,
Thanks
that
for
concludes
participating,
this
and welcome
segment
to the Price
of
is
patterns,
Right. All
because
right.
this is a pattern at this table.
It's the pattern that we've identified. All right. And speaking of Hotspot's queer entertainment, here's a quick glimpse of the venues that are part of the Broward Center.
The Broward Center for the Performing Arts, Parker Playhouse, Aventura Arts and Cultural Center, Rose and Alfred Miniachi Performing Arts Center. 4 venues that together bring a wealth of excitement to our community through the performing arts. The Broward Center for the Performing Arts is the center for world-class live entertainment, arts education, special events, dining, and
bizarro world.
Well, I'm telling you, you've got to watch Untucked. It's going to appear right after this show tonight. All right. Next, we are proud of our special partnership with Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church here in Fort Lauderdale. And supporting that partnership, we are broadcasting from our permanent set right here at Sunshine Cathedral at the Happening Out Television Studios. We broadcast Sunshine Cathedral's Sunday International Service at 10:30 a.m. every week. Next, let's discuss It's Happening Out's Hot Topic this week. It's sponsored by the American retail chain Hot Topic. With nearly 700 locations specializing in counterculture-related clothing and accessories, representing many varied interests of the LGBTQ plus community, including music, movies, graphic artists, gaming, and more, Hot Topic features one of the largest collections of Pride merchandise that celebrates all aspects of our LGBTQ plus community. Hot Topic is a major supporter of the diversity of our community and supports many events, festivals, and nonprofit LGBTQ plus organizations. And that is why they are the sponsor of It's Happening Out's Hot Topic this week. A profile in Queer Women of Color's chat room at Reddit asked a question that has to be answered by all of us. The question asked, quote, "How did you feel giving up the expectation of a heteronormative relationship and life?" End quote. The Reddit user said she was attracted to multiple genders, but has only been in heterosexual relationships. Now, in spite of knowing the discrimination the community faces, she wants to stay with the woman she loves. She is POC, queer, and suffers from mental illness, and her love interest gets it. Her heterosexual partner was aware of these things too, but it took some work to get used to. Now she asks, how can one cope with this change and let go of the life one always imagined? This week's hot topic is heteronormative relationship standards. Can they be toxic to our community? Are they toxic?
They can be to the community in the aspect where, as she said, she had to readjust from not being defensive and explaining her mental illness, her sexuality, her gender identity to her partner, where in the straight relationship, you know, the guy probably was like, oh, okay, whatever, and then didn't really care to listen or understand. But as queer people in a whole, we have to understand these as we go through it day-to-day life, where we understand, I can relate to you on this aspect, let me tell you this story, and then you can relate to some aspects, and we can have a conversation about it, not just, okay.
You know, straight people, hetero couples it's easier to be hetero, okay? I mean, that's the bottom line. I'm sorry to tell you, you know, I don't have to tell anybody at this table that, all right? How about that, right? I dated men.
Well, maybe Trini.
Maybe Trini,
well,
you know, he's still coming out. But, you know, I dated men. I dated men for a long time. I've always liked I always liked men and women, right? I've loved it all, to be completely honest, right? But the reality is that a woman was more nurturing and was more there when I needed her. Okay, and she just swept me off my feet, and I fell in love with her and got married with the Cuban. But it could have gone either way. The reality is that I had no issue with the penis. I love me a good penis, right? Bang me up against the wall. Let's do this. 10 minutes or more, I'm good,
yes.
right?
Yes.
But what's attached to the penis is all the man stuff and all the stuff that comes along with it. I didn't want to be with that for the rest of my life. So if I had to choose, right, I went this way, which is not normal in today's life, right? I'm sorry, I dated men that with a blowjob and a sandwich, they were fine, they left me alone, and I got to go out and do my thing. It's not the same thing when you date a woman.
And so here, again, women for the win. Definitely women for the win, because the toxicity that comes with you have to be hetero, you have to love this way, you have to do this. And I'm very much like you dated both, and everything in between, and everybody, every box. But the most nurturing, the most loving, the most understanding is woman, period, is a woman. And being someone who's black and brown, you're from the beginning that you're born, throughout your life, the questions are, when are you gonna have babies? When are you getting married? When are you gonna do this? Where's your girlfriend? Let me meet your boyfriend, all those kind of things. And so having to unpack that and say, you know what, no, this person can't love me like this person can, and I realize I'm leaning towards this. It's very hard within that kind of community, because you're expected to. The heteros tell you from church, the moment that you're Christian, you have to live a certain way. Or the moment you're baptized, that's the expectation. And until we rewrite those normative conversations and say, you know what, just love and be happy. Just be you, and I support you and I love you. That is only when this woman and this other women like her is going to be able to have that conversation. Say, you know what, this person, my same gender-loving person loves me because of my craziness and all.
Yeah, but she also have mental health issues, right? And being someone with the same sex, you have to come out every single day, all day, every single day. Mm-hmm. You know, when you're dating in a hetero relationship, no one questions you like that.
You know, it's interesting to me in a little bit of a different way. When jokes aside, the jokes that y'all are going to tell, I was really good with girls in high school, and I was really good with girls in college. And the two reasons, besides having a large penis, is that I was funny and I was always joking. And girls like to laugh. And second, I was slow enough to make someone feel comfortable. And I always paid attention to the girl, always. I liked doing that. And it's interesting to me in this heteronormative kind of thing that the Reddit poster challenges is that I just didn't want the sexual experience. I liked the girl. I liked this aspect of the girl, of the playfulness and the relationship. I liked the slowness of the approach of the relationship. I just didn't like any of the real stuff.
You didn't get turned on that way.
It was right, exactly kind of the opposite of what you're saying that you needed. I needed the real, harder embracement. And it's so funny because I empathize with the poster because we have these self-imposed standards that this is what we should expect.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. It was never my feelings. It was never what I delivered. It was like, well, I could have this relationship with this girl, and I hope the guy that comes in and I tag off to is great for you because this is all I want to do. And that's what we face.
I agree. And so, we as men identify, and I hate to say the stereotype, asexual, we can take it, hit it or quit it, and we're gone. Whereas the woman is more nurturing. So I'm very much kind of in between. I love the softness of the woman. I love the understanding of the woman. But I never wanted to hurt the woman, only because I knew where my feelings lie. And although in heteronormative lifestyle, often more women are not ready to be open to, you can go out with John tomorrow and then go out with me today. So it was easier for me to pull back. And so I think now, until we realize that men, we have to stop. Instead of just throwing you away, let me hear about your mental illness. Let me hear where you are. And that, we can work through it together.
Completely.
I think that I'm out a little bit on y'all's tip as well. Like the women, well, not yours, but women parts, I'm into women parts. But I'm not into.
You have some problem.
I'm not into the women behind them because of the way that they are sometimes. They can be incredibly annoying and moody and bitchy. So that's part of it of what I didn't want in the relationship. I liked the.
You wanted to be the girl.
The boys weren't moody or bitchy?
Huh? No, not where I.
Because I can tell you from personal experience.
No. I got you. In the gay world, yes. In the before you get there.
I got a list of 20.
But I'll tell you what was interesting to me, and it wasn't quite this woman's experience, but when I first came out, and I came out of the whole religion and all that stuff, I started dating guys, and I started putting that whole heteronormative, all I'm gonna change is the gender, and I'm not going to change anything else. And I was already in a depression because I had just come out, and maybe for about 7 months or so. And then in the dating world, having that kind of heteronormative standard, it put me further into depression. And I kept expecting, Disney's to blame for this too. I was expecting that I was going to be in a relationship within a few months. I was expecting that this is how we're going to treat each other, and not realizing, when you have two of the same type of, not to stereotype everybody, but when you have two of the same type of testosterone fueled, it's different than being with a girl, and it's different the messaging that we grew up with, social messaging. Yeah. And so that was really difficult for me, and I had to probably after the first 2 years just strip myself of any kind of expectation of what it's supposed to be and rebuild it from the beginning, and then I finally became healthy about it.
I want to move on, but one observation that I would make to all of us and to this poster in Reddit, we are taught to perform this way. We are educated to perform this way. We are ground down to perform this way. And that's really what is at issue here. If we were able, we are taught from a very young age, capitulate, accept, fit in, be the normative of whatever that normative is. Surrender.
Basically.
Even. And at the end of the day, if we could just say in a much better way, not in a mean-spirited way, not in any other way other than, please fuck off and get out of my life. And I'll be okay if you'll stay out of my life and you'll still like and love me. We would be so much better off. That's the point, I think, of the challenge that this Redditor posed, that I want to experiment with what my life can be without the norms that you're trying to place on me. And the moment you try to place norms on me, what's the difference in slavery? You're trying to put me in chains and say, this is what I'm going to be. And that never works.
One last thing. Can we just give her props for being 40 plus and coming out also? Because most people are like, whatever, I'm not going to do this.
Yeah,
it's too hard.
Exactly. And that's why we do this story. And we love the story. And we wish you all the success. And be in Reddit, because there's lots of interesting conversations going on there. All right, next, let's have a playful conversation about sex with our game, Shag, Marry, Chop. It's sponsored by Andrew Christian. AC is the world's most recognized sexy fashion brand for men. Iconic names like Trophy Boy. You know, I always get lost in this narrative when these pictures start. Trophy Boy, fashion wear, swimsuits, and underwear. They're just the start of Andrew Christian. It was founded by the LGBTQ community. Andrew was selected as this year's prestigious Out 100. Very interesting to me that Andrew Christian has become a status symbol for straight men wanting to adopt the style that the queer community, especially the masculine queer community, represents. The brand support of our LGBTQ plus community is unparalleled through his participation and brand participation in pride events, major parties, our charities, and so much more. Andrew Christian's presence in pop culture, entertainment, trending video content, and so much more is why Andrew Christian is our sponsor of Shag, Marry, Chop. We've played this in every episode since season 1, episode 1. Summer is in full effect, and these Instagram hotties have got their summer bodies on point. And this is who we're going to play Shag, Marry, Chop with. I'm barely able to read my teleprompter. Our choices are Sterling Walker, Johnny Middlebrooks, and JT. So let's play Shag, Marry, Chop. And Cameron, let's start with you. Who are you shagging?
I am going to shag Johnny Middlebrooks. That man looks like he can take it like a pro all day, all night, and reciprocate fully.
You mean give it like a pro? Or
Honey, I'm verse. I'll do it both ways.
Okay, right.
Marrying, I think Sterling Walker has this kind of like aloof and goofy personality to him that just looks like I could just go have fun, stay at home, put some music on, and dance around the living room with him. He doesn't seem like he takes himself too serious for being, this butch muscle guy. And as a fat boy, I love that personally because that won't make me feel like intimidated or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to have to, unfortunately, chop JT. He looks like he takes himself a little too seriously. And, good on you. You look great. You do your body good. But besides that, I'm not getting a lot from him.
Okay. So, and next, in the same vein, taking yourself too seriously, Elimination.
Well, kudos to production for finding these amazing, beautiful bodies for us to play this wonderful game with. So I'm going to actually shag Sterling Walker. I think I love the rhythm. I love the personality. I love all of that. I want to hit it and quit it and play with it and just send it on his way. Thank you for that. I actually want to marry JT.
Wait, okay. I'm just curious, broadly. Why do we want to hit it and quit it? If we like it, why don't we? Every Tuesday, 8 o'clock.
Keep going on. Keep with that, Al. I agree with you.
And so we want to have a playful conversation, but the normative cycle that they tell us is that I get my job.
Cycle.
That's what they've been throwing down my life. Now, until we can say that poly is amazing and I can have a polyamorous relationship with all three of them, then we can talk that. Now, are you ready for that conversation?
Okay, I'm.
Now, I know you may be already. Yeah. The world may not be, but I'm open to that. Okay. Right. So I would definitely marry JT. I think I find doing my little research, watching his poses, watching everything about him, I want to relive that every single day. I think that he could challenge me to be better and vice versa.
How is that different than me every week with you?
I like him.
Where do we begin? Where do we begin, Mr. Ferguson?
I like him. But okay.
Wow.
But let me borrow those orange glasses. Maybe I see something. Maybe those packs are hidden.
Favorite belt.
Wow, right?
And so me and
just run over me.
Me and Johnny, I think only one big ego in the room, and it's mine.
It's going to be yours.
Perhaps all day, every day. Peace out.
He is cute as all get out.
He is cute.
And Faye, who are you shagging?
Hey, what? So I am gonna shag JT. I wanna sleep with him once and mess up his self-esteem and then leave. Is that kind of like where you were at with?
Could mess up his self-esteem.
It would be me. That's all you got? What? I only came 3 times? Bitch, you nothing. Like that. All right? And then, so I'm going to marry Johnny because brown love all day. Like, I'm all about him. And, like, I never wanted to be shorts in my life till I saw him little posing. Hello. He looked like somebody that used to rob the bodega around the corner, too. I liked him. And so I'm going to chop Sterling. Just because he's a marriage therapist, I don't want somebody telling me how to fucking live and love and all that shit.
Too.
And I ain't in for that. So he's got to be chopped. Goodbye. Buenos bios.
I'm stuck in brown love all day. I haven't ever heard that phrase before. Brown love.
Really?
All day. No.
Look at all
You obviously haven't gotten brown love all day if you don't know it.
Damn.
His Amex have, though.
And Cuba.
And you have. And Cuba. And Cuba knows.
Okay, and Cuba knows. All right, and TriniDaddy, who are you shagging?
I'm still stuck on damaging men's self-esteem.
She does that every time you're on.
What are you saying? We're like, what are you talking about? Like,
It's like being at the bar at 9 a.m. going, damn, what she did to me.
You can't damage
Again.
I love myself.
I keep coming back for this. Like, why?
I'm going to shag JT because there's something when...
These are your kind of boys.
With that blonde hair.
These are your kind of boys?
I mean, I have several types, but that's one of them. Yeah. I mean, it's so familiar. It's like home being in Miami. Like, there's so many that look just like that.
Yeah, okay.
But the blonde hair, like the bleach blonde, like I'm crazy, it's always done something for me.
Yeah.
And he doesn't look like he's got much going on. It'd just be fun. The other two is kind of difficult. Sterling is a little too big. I don't really like big dudes. But Johnny Middlebrooks right here in that like oiled up thing, like how his body looks there. I'm going to say I'm going to marry Johnny Middlebrooks. And I don't know why you looking at me like that over that way.
He's in a sweat lodge, but going, that's okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm
nice. Or a bathhouse, I don't know.
Probably
and Sterling
right.
Walker. I'm sorry. I mean, you seem like a nice guy, but I just feel like it's not going to be that much chemistry there.
Trini, I'm curious. You do bathhouses?
Oh, Lord, we're going there.
Have I ever been to one? Is that what you're asking me?
Do they have them in Homestead?
No.
They call them farm houses. They have hose.
The bunkhouse.
They have canals.
Outhouses.
They have canals. Wow, and they have alligators and raccoons. Bathhouses are something you would do?
God,
these questions
completely.
are hard.
I know I can tell you, but it's a longer story. But I was writing a book years ago about the gay community and about so I went to every single place that I could find where like social norms don't exist, and the bathhouse was one of them. And like I definitely had a lot to write about.
Did you come up to Fort Lauderdale? And
I did.
Of them?
I did both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And how was that?
That's going to take too much of the time.
So were you
and I know
walking
you've got
around?
a bell and you've got stuff to do. So,
So did you finish the book?
it's a
Apparently
podcast now coming out.
Oh, terrific. Here you
Excellent.
talk
All right,
about
I
it.
can't wait for it.
In the next
You're
month.
aware that you don't know shit about our community, right? And you're writing a book about us.
Did
You're
you walk
aware
around
about
Club
that,
Fort
right?
Lauderdale
I
with
just
a-
want to
I
make
think
sure.
that I'm very misunderstood, and there's
For
a lot.
sure.
There's a lot of gay hate among the gay community that that I'm also trying to address as well.
All right. I can't wait to explore this. The reason I ask is because you're not the profile that I would think about, at a Club Fort Lauderdale, for example. But interesting. All right.
Yeah.
So we'll follow this story very closely. All right. With so much shagging, marrying, and chopping, let me remind you of what we love about Andrew Christian.
It's all about us. It's all about us. All about us. We're dancing close together, making out, making out. It's all about us. It's all about us. There's a magic in your eyes, can't get enough. I can't get enough. Oh, it's all about us. It's all about us. It's all about us. It's all about us.
Well, thank you, Andrew Christian. Well, that's it. Another week with It's Happening Out. And you sat right here at the LGBTQ plus kitchen table as we kikied on the things that we think are important to our community. We invite you to follow our 501c3 nonprofit experiment. Is our LGBTQ plus community important to you? Our mission means that we deeply believe it is. And we thank you for joining us and taking a little time to have some fun with us. Remember, if it's important to you,
it's happening out.
Bye.